What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with Archaeopos and geeksandgamers.com, and we are here with the Gaming with Geeks podcast, just like we are every Saturday with the normal lineup. We do have Jeremy, no longer Jeremy Prime because he's not on Twitter, but just Jeremy, just plain old Jeremy. How are you?
Boring old Jeremy. So I'm doing pretty good. Happy to be here. We have a lot to talk about this week. There's a lot of gaming news going on, and I want to officially and formally congratulate Lethal Lightning on becoming a bigger celebrity than any of us because of his legendary interview that he just concluded. Congratulations, my brother.
Oh, thank you. And I do have the follow-up lined up with another star.
Nice.
That's right. For those of you guys that do not know, Lethal just got done with an interview with Kenzie Taylor, the real Captain Marvel from the Captain Marvel XXX parody. And I think you had a cigarette. Now you're ready to go, right, Lethal?
Had more than a cigarette.
But Lethal is here with us as well. Lethal streamed Ghost of Tsushima on this channel just a couple days ago. We're going to be talking a lot about Ghost of Tsushima today. And we also have Cyborg Mark 1977. What the hell is going on?
Okay, I just moved. Clearly, like this isn't where I'm. This is now my home, so this office will be where I am for the foreseeable future, at least. And I switched my camera setup from using like a USB and like a software bridge between the camera and the computer, and switched to an Elgato Cam Link. And it was working fine when X-Ray Girl and I tested it last night. Like I didn't look like I was in film grain from the 1970s that was poorly developed, but I look like I have an Instagram filter on. I don't know how to fix it yet.
It's Instagram girl Mark right there. So yeah. Now you have to give us the energetic intro. You got to give us the energetic intro.
What's up, everybody? It's Mark the Cyborg coming at you all the way from 1977. That's right. I have gone back in time just so I can lose 40 years worth of sleep thinking about Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh, yes. Oh, Greg. That's good. But yes, Mark is here for the podcast listeners. Mark's camera's fucked up. That's basically all you need to know. But guys, it has been a pretty eventful week with a big release, really the last real release on the PlayStation 4 for its generation. And honestly, I think they saved a really good one for last. I am only about 3 hours or so into Ghost of Tsushima, and I love it. I don't want to put this game down because, it's actually fun. It's what a video game is supposed to be. And it looks stunning, and the combat it just feels really good and really tight. But, the thing is, there's no agenda. There's nobody telling you that you're an ist or a phobe for not liking this game. But there's not a whole lot of people that don't like it. What have you guys seen? What do you guys think about the hype around Ghost of Tsushima? We'll start with Lethal, since he's the one who actually was playing it in front of you guys here.
This game, I don't know if you guys watched it, but I uploaded an in-progress review of the game. I uploaded that about 24 hours ago, and I already take back most of the negatives that I said. It's great. This game is great. But in terms of the hype around it, Skill Up, he put out a tweet that I think sums it up the best. He had a tweet talking about how it was refreshing to see just so much positivity and love for this game as opposed to the normal shit that you see on Twitter, because everyone likes this game. Like, I've seen a few people that say they don't particularly enjoy it, but they don't particularly enjoy it as a video game. No other bullshit, blah, blah, blah reasons. Just on a subjective level, they don't enjoy it, which is totally fine. Not everybody's going to like everything. But what this game has done, and it's such a breath of fresh air, is because all four of us, everyone in the chat, we have all had a rough year with gaming and Sony because of one of the bigger naughty dogs out there. And it's just so refreshing to have a studio that's put so much love and passion into their game. And when they talk about their game, guess what they talk about? Just the game.
Yep.
They're just so happy to be about it. They just made this product, put it out there and said, we really hope you like it. And for the most part, we are. I mean, this game it's growing on me so much. I'm going to go play it, actually.
Well, see, this is where word of mouth comes in, you know, and this is what, like, okay, so I haven't bought the game yet. Obviously, we got it for Lethal for Geeks and Gamers and everything like that. Ryan's playing through it. I didn't plan on getting it just because I have so much going on with Park Hopping and the main channel and the website. But just hearing the feedback and hearing how much people are enjoying it makes me want to try to set time aside now to go and actually play the game, because word of mouth is powerful. And it's amazing how when it's a positive reaction to a game, there's no issues. But when it's a negative reaction, suddenly you have to silence the fans. And this is a classic example of when you do things the right way and you focus on the game and not calling your fans and isms because they hate your stupid creative choices. This is the reward. So I hope this game continues to do very well. And I'm a prime example. Really, I figured the game looked good. I figured it would be good, but it really wasn't something I really had the time. But now I'm hearing all of the reactions, and now I'm wanting to say, I need to make time to play this game because everyone seems to be enjoying it. That's how it should be.
And primarily the people that are enjoying it are actually people that like to play games. And we have a super chat here from Paulie D. Thank you, Paulie D, for €5. Ryan had a great phrase in his last video that I put out this morning. We want to hear from people who pay to play a game rather than critics who are being paid to play it. And 100%. That's why people come to YouTube, to get the information from someone that they trust rather than someone who is getting access to something or is looking for some kind of agenda to be in a game. Yep. Mark, what have you seen reaction to this so far?
I've actually been really loving watching a bunch of reviews of it, just because it seems like there's a lot of people who are going in depth about things that you don't hear discussed in games very often, like the color contrast in the game being something that's really seems to be blowing a lot of people away. I haven't played the game yet myself. I think I'm just gonna, with Lethal covering it, I think I'm gonna wait to play it on PS5, even if it doesn't have a like remaster. So I've kind of preferred that it didn't, to be honest. I hope they just give a patch that'll have it run a bit better on PS5 or a bit cleaner. And that's not because I don't think the game looks good or anything. It's just because I'm busy with the move, so my time to even play games is limited, and we've already got someone on the channel covering it, so I'm not going to do it for that. But hearing people like just going in over the top is, as far as the way they explain the reaction they get from just seeing some of the sights in this game is pretty cool to see, because it seems to all be not rooted in the technical aspects of the game, but the actual art direction, which in a game that has a realistic art style like Ghost of Tsushima, you don't really see that very often. Like, it's often things like people will praise stuff the way Last of Us got praised, where it's like it's really good lighting or there's very good facial animations and stuff. Not like these environments just look beautiful to be in. Like, and I think I've sort of, the biggest impression on me has been from those reactions, I'd say primarily. It seems like the combat system looks pretty interesting too. But again, being that I haven't played it, I can't really go into depth about it, obviously.
Now, and we're going to have our full review at some point. Lethal, what do you think? When do you think you're probably going to be finished with the game in its entirety? What's your plan on that? When you're not talking to adult film stars and making the internet break, when are you going to have time for that? So,
well, I plan on playing it all day technically today. I don't want to rush it as well because it's so beautiful. I played about an hour just before I did my live stream, and all I did was just side stuff, just cruising around on my horse, playing my flute, killing Mongolians, and yeah, it was great. Soon, a week. Give me a week. Maybe not even. I did have an idea just to be a little bit different. We don't have to go down that route. But I did say to Ryan, I said, hey, maybe we could do like a discussion review between the two of us because we've already got the in progress. I'm happy to follow it up with my own, but considering Ryan's playing it as well, I thought maybe we might do a discussion around it. We'll see how it goes out. What do you think of that? Do you want me just to do it by myself?
Do an old Lehman Brothers special?
Like that.
Well, I think you guys just determine, like, once you guys both finish or seeing where your progress is, and you guys can make that call. But either way, I'm fine with it. Whatever you guys want to do.
I usually like to finish together, so we'll see if we can make it happen.
You're the right guy, man. You should have seen my last one.
Biggles Mets for $2. I bought it because of Lethal. Thank you, Biggles. And that's exactly what people are doing. I wasn't planning on getting this right away until I saw Lethal playing it. So I saw Young Rippa playing it. So I saw PewDiePie playing it. And I saw the enjoyment everybody was getting out of it. I'm like, I have to play this. Lancelot 652 for $5. Is Mark the moderator in the Gamer Girl game?
No. X-Ray Girl would kill me if I was modding a fictional Twitch slots chat. I don't think she would like that very much.
We're gonna get into that later too. Christina Nardone for $5. What are the chances of the next Nintendo Direct happening on Monday, according to rumors?
Yeah, that's the rumor, right? That's been heavily implied that we're getting a Nintendo Direct July the 20th from credible sources that have been pretty spot on leaking information in the past. We're not going to know. You know how Nintendo operates. They're not going to leak any information. It's just going to happen if it happens. I think it will be a mini Direct. It's been forever since we had a full-on Nintendo Direct. I think it will be a mini Direct if it happens, and I do think it's going to happen. But I think it'll be a mini Direct, and it will probably be centered around the 3D remasters of Mario, hopefully. But I think we'll get into this a little bit later. But yeah, I do think that there's a possibility that it could happen, and it will be a mini, not a full-on Direct.
Yeah. Jade Shadow 499 planning on getting Ghost of Tsushima in the very near future. The worst thing about the game is having to pronounce it. Hail the panel, and congratulations to Lethal.
Thank you.
Hail.
She was on the panel as well.
Yeah, again, this is exactly what I made a video on the whole Last of Us Part 2 and Metacritic removing the ability to have review scores and everything. And again, does review bombing happen? Yes, review bombing happens. It has always happened in a positive and a negative direction. That's just it represents how gamers feel. It represents how they feel about what's going on. And we're seeing the exact opposite here with this game, where people are going out of their way to positively talk about it. That is, the market should be able to determine the market based on how people are responding. And Ghost of Tsushima is getting a lot of praise. And again, haven't played it yet, but I have people on this panel that have played it that I trust their opinions. And it sounds like they deserve all of the praise that they're getting, and it's going to lead to more sales. So I'm looking forward to the future to see how this all plays out. And this is a classic example of when you focus on your actual players, the gamers, the customers, this is the type of content and the feedback you can get from them.
Well, and you talk about this Metacritic, and this is pretty low. Let's be real. An 83 is nothing spectacular on Metacritic.
Yeah,
you're talking about the most average of average games get in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically standard for critic reviews. This is not a very good review. You have a lot of people criticizing it because it's not an accurate enough representation of samurai culture. However, all those people are white people, because Ghost of Tsushima is being praised right now by all the Japanese critics for how it tells its tale, even if it's not necessarily super historically accurate. That's not necessarily what people are looking for. They're looking for a game that is fun to play, things that Neil Druckmann just might not understand, because we know that, according to Naughty Dog, if my fucking computer ever loads, it won't. I just got too many tabs open. But we know that Neil Druckmann doesn't believe in using the word fun around Naughty Dog Studios. So there's just such a clear difference with these games. The critics praising Last of Us 2, while the fans are so divided, whereas fans are very united for the most part in this game. However, the critics are very mad on it because it doesn't push any type of agenda. And that's what's one of the nice things about it.
Exactly. Even the negative stuff on this game, it's negative from a subjective point of view on a video game, which is totally fine. You don't like it, cool, whatever. But the people that don't like it because of the game itself, as opposed to all the nonsense that's shoved into it and all the bullshit surrounding the people that made it. You know what I mean? I would rather have someone tell me, I hate this game, I think it's total garbage because this, and this, as opposed to someone saying, I think it's really good because it pushes points that I'm all for in a world that I really don't actually believe in, but I like to say so on Twitter.
Exactly. We have Paulie D for another €5 here. Would you guys rather Kojima come back for a 6th Metal Gear or him to make a Silent Hill game with Guillermo del Toro? No creative or budget limits. I'm not a big scary person. Give me Metal Gear Solid 6.
I would like to see another Silent Hill, although I will admittedly say I haven't played a Silent Hill since like the second one, I think. You know what I mean? So I don't really know how that franchise has progressed over the years. Mark, how is that at Silent Hill? What have they been doing?
Silent Hill's been basically dormant since PT, which is the one that Guillermo del Toro and Kojima made, which was not a full game. It was a playable teaser, hence PT being the name of it, for Silent Hills, plural, that they were going to make, and it was going to star Norman Reedus. Kind of a coincidence because today I booted up for the first time the PC version of Death Stranding, which is the game Kojima eventually did make with Norman Reedus. So Pauly D is actually specifically referring to them basically making the project that got canceled, Silent Hills, or making a 6th Metal Gear. Now, I'm personally kind of torn on this because PT is not only the scariest video game I've ever played, it's probably the scariest thing I've ever experienced, including losing a limb. So like it is horrifying. It's kind of impossible to get now unless you already have it because Konami had it pulled from the PlayStation Store. So you can still re-download it, I believe, if it's on your account, or maybe you even can't. I think you can't. You can play it if you have it installed, but only if your PSN account is activated for it. So even though I have it, I actually can't give it to anyone, sadly. But it's really good, very scary. Thing is also Metal Gear Solid 5 didn't have the greatest story, and its final chapter was cut out, so it sort of ends on a weird cliffhanger, and there's probably never going to be another like true Hideo Kojima Metal Gear game again, so I kind of want them both. I'm going to go with the why not both.
There you go. So no answer from Mark. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Fine Castle IRE for €5 says the exploration, while repetitive, is so rewarding, including the combat. Also found sword combat is more fun than stealth. I agree. I think it's a good, in my opinion, it's a good mix because it's challenging, but it's not like brutal or anything. It's not like super difficult, but it is challenging, and every opponent requires a little bit different tactics, and especially when you get multiple different opponents surrounding you, especially having to deal with the camera. That's the only real complaint I've heard about this game. I didn't find a huge problem with it, but do you agree, Lethal?
Yeah, I'd say the camera angle is probably the weakest thing of the entire game, to be honest. The combat is just amazing. It's the best thing of the entire game. But I pretty much agree with that comment as well. I have found that, just going around does get a little bit repetitive, but they seem to have found this way to make each thing you're doing, while you are doing the same thing, make it interesting. Like they'll have some sort of backstory behind it or some sort of different dynamic, or you'll be with a different character or something like that. But I kind of critiqued the character of Jin, and I take it back because the more I've learned about this character, the more I like him. The flashbacks are beautiful, man. They just I love this game. This so far, it's just blowing my mind.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Let's see. Common Sense America for $4.99 says, did y'all hear about GTA 6 combining all the previous cities and religions into one giant map for the game?
That sounds like fan theory for sure.
That was a really early speculation. It was basically going to be Grand Theft Auto like America, and it would take hours to drive across the whole country basically. But it would combine Vice City, Liberty City, San Andreas, everything. So I don't think that's going to happen. The more we've heard about that game, it sounds much more like we're going to get parts of it in Vice City, possibly Liberty City, and a like an island location, kind of Bahamas-esque. But that's what I've heard right now. That's the most recent thing.
And speaking of GTA, Monday, Krista will be playing Grand Theft Auto 5. Finally, after 2 weeks of Grand Theft Auto 4. So if you are a premium member on the website, you will be seeing that at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, GTA 5, Krista Nova on geeksandgamers.com.
She's gonna drop an F-bomb one of these days.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Exposure to enough Grand Theft Auto games, and eventually we'll get slipped.
I love how Perry Chan edited that info together, or that clip together, where at first she's just like, "No, I'm gonna be good," and then it's like the game wants you to run over people, and it plays that dung, like it's so good, so good.
So bottom line, I think a lot of people are very excited about Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm really happy with all the positive feedback and made me buy the game. But moving on to something that no one wants.
No one, literally.
Literally no one. No one. Literally no one. PlayStation. Gamer Girl. Here's Slasher. The official PlayStation account released a trailer for a new FMV game before quickly deleting it. I present you Gamer Girl.
Title too, like
should we give it a little bit of a watch, guys?
Yes.
All right.
Let's go for DMCA strike number 2.
Tell me you won't have fun playing this. This does look fun.
Does it?
You can get it killed.
Okay, cool. Water time, break time.
God.
This is an authentic Twitch experience.
Taking out my screen.
So you are the moderator. You are a moderator for a Twitch thought. That is the point of this game, which doesn't sound very fun. But then you get to the end, and I guess I could see some people like Lethal wanting to play it.
Oh, come on. Oh.
Make choices together. Oh God.
What do I do? Like, do I answer it?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Moderator, what do I do? Imagine someone being a Twitch thought and not getting to call like moderator.
What do I do?
It?
It's like a recruitment film for Twitch moderators to be like, you're her only hope. She's never going to be safe without you.
It's so unbelievably painful.
Oh,
But reality, this is like the entire message here is that men are bad. Men are bad. Men are the worst people imaginable. And even if you're a slutty chick dancing around in your underwear, it's the man's fault. It's the man's fault. All men are bad. That is the point of this entire trailer and game.
See, I don't know. I think the feminists are going to tear this game a new one because
they
have.
Like,
oh, no, she needs a man to protect her.
No, they have, but the point is they've missed the mark completely. They've made the people they're trying to attack are pissed off. The people that they're trying to pander to are pissed off. This is about as, like I said in my video, this is about as unified as the George Floyd killing was before the media turned into a race war. That's exactly what's going on here. The hatred is so universal right now.
Thanks so much for being my mod. I'm excited
for drinks after.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I know. What do you guys think? You got that, guys?
Streaming that.
Look at this knockoff Mario Kart. What the hell is this? What kind of Mario Kart bullshit?
My question though is she streaming that with like one of those backpack stream setup things, or is that implying that the mod is like partying with her in real life? Like
that was my question. It looked like they met for a second, and why are they in 7th and 8th place, losers?
Abby, you're streaming again?
What's it to you?
I
Okay,
don't know if that's the mod or not.
I think that would be the boyfriend. The boyfriend being mad that the girlfriend is streaming. That's how I took that one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ruining her life and her relationship.
that's one hell of a line delivery.
He just wants attention. Choose the story. Look at all the choices I can make. Look how I can simp.
I'm just gonna make sure he's okay.
I'm just gonna go into this creepy fucking boat. Make
And
sure
so
he's
I'm
okay.
assuming there would be the boyfriend. Why is the boyfriend? What is the boyfriend doing there? And yet,
He's a man of the sea.
Super chat just came in to my Memology found the furry. I thought that was actually It's a Gundam. I thought It's a Gundam's the one who pointed that out. Either way, Yes, there's a furry suit in here.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can see that. All right, let's see.
Keep that this.
Oh God!
Right
Shadow.
there.
Dude,
It's a furry. Like right there. It's like a furry head. Like that's a
the implication might be that he's like a Hotline Miami style murderer dude, but yeah,
Oh, it's a snuff film.
in real life, that just looks like furry.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Oh God! Gamer girl.
Look, one of my absolute favorite things in the world is B-grade horror movies. I'm gonna love this.
I think this thing would need a couple level ups to get to B grade lethal.
I will make it official if this game actually does release, which I'm still questioning if they will release it at this point with all of the backlash. If it releases, I'll buy it for Lethal Lightning. He will cover it for the channel.
Sold.
Done.
I was just like, don't say me, please.
If they made it, Mark the Simp Borg in real life.
It's good for one woman, and I live with her now.
That's a simp, man.
You know, if
No.
they honestly should just release
with
it.
a girlfriend.
That like they honestly, even though like it absolutely got blasted, they should still release it because they're gonna be. It's finished anyway. You might as well just get like the hate money off of it. The people that just want to play the game to laugh at it.
Well, wasn't it only Sony that pulled the trailer down? Like, it's still coming out on Xbox and Steam too. So even if Sony pulls it entirely, like it'll be on Steam.
It's a multi-plat game. I mean, it's on every system.
It's on Switch, Steam.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be on Switch.
Awesome. I think what Ryan's referring to is the Robert Storm's tactic. If you're going to get hated, you might as well monetize it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to be on the subway, look over, and see someone playing Gamer Girl, and be like,
Yes.
check out the houseboat. It'll be fine.
Darkside Droids for $5 says it's cute that Mark matched his cam color to Ryan's V-neck. Lethal, you are a legend. F you, Jeremy. Thank you, Darkside Droids.
Well, just so you know, I have a film degree from the same school that taught Anita Sarkeesian how to analyze media. So,
Jesus. Pauly D for €5 says Metal Gear 5 story should have been so easy to end. Finish with Snake infiltrating the base and talking on the codec to Colonel from Metal Gear Solid 1.
That's skipping a lot on the timeline though, because between Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 5's ending, there's still Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 that cover about 15 years or so worth of time. But yeah, I think they should have tied the knot a little bit better. You can see the cut content on YouTube though.
There was too much other shit to do that got me distracted from the story. So whenever I got pulled back in for a story mission, I was like, it was hard to get back into it. Building your freaking weird complex on the oil rig and everything. I don't know. Having to drive between those was stupid too. Lancelot was the one who had the $5 super chat. Memology found a fursuit in the trailer. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. X, CLP 1000. I'm not sure.
That's stuff we use to clean our rifles in the military.
Gamer Girl makes Night Trap look like Shakespeare.
I actually never played Night Trap. I'm aware of it, but I can't comment on it. I imagine Night Trap was probably pretty bad too.
I've watched the playthrough on YouTube. It's oh god.
Now, did you guys see where Wales Interactive actually tried to explain the game on Twitter? Did you guys see that?
Night Trap or Gamer Girl?
No, Wales Interactive, who did Gamer Girl. So here it is. Here it is right here. So they tried to explain it by tweeting these things out right here. Gamer Girl is about the impact users' comments and actions have on a streamer's mental health and well-being. The reason why FMV Future created the game is to raise the issue of the toxic environment which can often appear online behind the anonymity of a user name. Without giving away too much, Gamer Girl is an empowering story of a female streamer who, with the help of her moderator friend, battles the trolls and overcomes the toxic characters in her stream. Gamer Girl was co-written by Alexandra Burton, the lead actress who improvised. So that's basically them trying to say, like, hey, we're, it was written by a woman. It was written by a whammon. You can't hate it. So it just continues on. Online abuse is real and still happening every day. Gamer Girl seeks to raise awareness of the issue. The Mary Sue went after them, which is hilarious. Now, someone pointed this part out too, and let me see if I can pull it up really quick. Give me a second.
This one was somebody who was attacking them. Just went to the website.
That's the one I'm looking for right there.
Yeah.
So
this is their team photo. Now it makes sense how messed up this game made in production.
See, this is it right here. They always say, and this is why. You never, ever, 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 ever pander to social justice, because the moment you do it, they're then going to say you're not allowed to do it because of your skin color, because you're a dude, yada, yada, yada. So just never do it. They're never going to be happy with anything you do. But these guys right here, these guys are just trying to get laid. That's it. That's all these guys.
Good luck.
Guy looks pretty British.
Wales Interactive. I guess they're Welsh. They should have got Mueller to do a redraft. Gone over Alexander's work for that.
This whole thing's just such a train wreck, and I love it.
It is beautiful.
I noticed though in that description they actually specify that the player character is just her friend.
Yeah,
they could have just said with the help of the moderator, but they're like with the help of her moderator friend.
Yeah, you don't even have a chance to get with the girl. You're just a friend.
This isn't going to be you saving her from a psychopath and her being like, you know what, you're the one I want to be with. It's just going to be she's like, thanks, buddy.
Victopus for Aussie 299 says, I wanted this game.
Hail Victopus.
I have a feeling that some people will get a fair amount of views if they stream it. Like, it's like an absolute meme game.
It's like The Last of Us 2. Biggles Mets for $5 says, I want to play this game. As someone who has been a Twitch mod for a big channel for 5 years, I have been training my whole life to go pro in this.
That's the opposite direction. Doing it in real life is the pro. This is the practice.
It's beautiful.
God, Biggles. Alex says boats and hoes. Yeah.
This is like as bad as Bully Hunter was. Remember Bully Hunter?
Oh yeah.
This is on that level. I mean, it just shows how out of touch with the industry these people are. They don't get it. They do not get it at all. Which I'll say, I think Bully Hunter might have been worse. I think Bully Hunter was actually worse.
Let's give Gamer Girl a little credit.
Bully Hunter, they had to fake all this shit happening. It was all completely faked because they couldn't find it actually happening.
Not a thing that could actually happen though. Like to be like, oh yeah, if you're playing a CS:GO game and someone's trolling you,
the game is officially canceled.
Oh, seriously?
I don't know. I see people. I've seen a couple of people comment that.
There's no way they would do it that quick. I'm at Wales Interactive right now.
The publisher might have dropped them, but they could still release it on Steam.
Yeah, there's nothing official. There's nothing official. So,
this Wario fan 76 for $2. The Switch version lets you simp on the go. Indeed, it does. Wario fan. Jesus. Don Campos for $4.99 says, "Is the deluxe edition of the game worth it?"
It's probably Ghost of Tsushima we're talking about, I guess.
Maybe I don't know.
There's no deluxe edition of Gamer Girl. Come on. Nor would we have any idea whether or not that would be worth it. Spoiler alert, the answer is no.
I wouldn't get the deluxe edition. It just comes with a couple extra like skins and stuff from what I've seen. Just play it the way I always think deluxe editions are pretty much a fucking ripoff, to be honest. Unless you actually get something legitimately cool physically, I don't care about deluxe or like platinum editions of games that sell for $70 or $100. But I would just get the normal one. All right. This content is cool, or the content is cool, says Biggles. Okay. Yeah. So bottom line, Lethal will be playing Gamer Girl when it releases September of 2020. That should be fun. Hopefully he has a good time.
I'm sure I will.
Now, last week we talked a little bit about Far Cry 6 because the information was leaked. The information was leaked online. We got a little bit of information about Giancarlo Esposito playing a villain. And then at Ubisoft Forward on Sunday, they revealed to us what it was going to be. And by revealed, it's just a cinematic trailer involving Giancarlo Esposito and his son, which we have a lot of speculation about. But that alone was enough to get some people worked up over this game. Because, it's the media. And for some reason, Far Cry, people always freak out about Far Cry. And I'm not sure why. Portrayal of Latinx characters in 2020 video games already have me tired. This is from Natalie Flores. And of course, she starts off, I don't like jumping the gun with my assumptions about video games enough to write articles about them before they've released. Although that's literally exactly what I'm doing. This is especially true these days. After all, The Last of Us Part 2, a game with possibly the most deceptive marketing I've seen, has become my favorite game of all time. So that should tell you a little bit.
That tells you everything you need to know about this person right there.
Exactly. Far Cry 6 has already given enough information to have me concerned, especially when I see it analyzed in the context of a space that continues to visibly fumble with Latinx representation to often embarrassing levels. I will just say the word Latinx. I talked about this in my video. When the fuck did this become a thing? I never heard the word Latinx, the phrase Latinx, before a couple years ago.
That's been around for at least a few years now.
Is it Latinx or is it Latinx?
It's just removing the gendered suffixes to Spanish words. So
because Spanish is sexist, right?
I can't keep up.
All Latin languages are Italian and French too.
Yeah, because it's not enough that you have a male and a female, Latino, Latina, and then if there's multiple types, if there's multiple genders, then you say Latino. It's not enough, right? That's too patriarchal. And of course, there's more than two genders now, so you have to have something that's not those. So Latinx, that's what I call it sometimes. But this goes on to be upset about all the stereotypes that are portrayed in games, including Cyberpunk having the guy speak Spanglish and only using like insults and things that people would typically know, like Spanish words like puto and things like that.
He's a mercenary. Like Jackie's supposed to be like a badass cyborg mercenary dude. Like, why wouldn't he be swearing and talking tough?
Because he only swears in Spanish. He only says Spanish that we'd understand, not Spanish that we wouldn't understand, Mark.
Well, her favorite game of all time, they've got the dude saying pendejo every 5 seconds. Like,
exactly.
One that spits on Joel. Like,
Manny.
I forget the guy. Yeah, Manny. That's it.
How could you forget Manny?
Manny the man whore.
And then this isn't the only article, too. You have Jasmine Henry, who has, I think, almost 200 followers on Twitter. Congratulations, Jasmine. Far Cry 6 reveal gives us another reason to cancel Ubisoft.
They want to cancel you.
Unless
canceling everything
they
now.
showed another trailer without any gameplay, I will not support anything in this article.
Jesus. Again, when are people going to realize that there's never a finish line with this nonsense? You're never going to satisfy this group of people. And if you can't satisfy this group of people, then don't ever try. Don't give them anything. The problem is these media nut jobs keep thinking like if you give these people a little bit, we'll just give them, then they're just going to change it. It's a never ending cycle of victimization. There is not a finish line with social justice. There is no core foundation with social justice. It's all about being a victim, and that will never end. Ever. There's no finish line.
You have Ghost of Tsushima from Sucker Punch that just go, hey, we hope you like this.
Yeah, exactly. Good Lord, man.
Daniel James, Aussie 299 says, only two genders, laugh face. Yes, indeed. But this goes on, it's funny that you mentioned it's never enough for these people because we're going to talk about that. This is all upset about Giancarlo Esposito. Far Cry 6 is set in fictional Cuba-inspired location named Yara, where a dictator named Anton Castillo rules with an iron fist. While the trailer could have been something powerful, it's been marred by criticism over the casting of Esposito. Castillo is undoubtedly meant to be Latino or Afro-Latino, but Esposito is not a Latino actor. How dare you assume their descent? On his Wikipedia page, and confirmed by Esposito, the actor has Italian and African-American heritage, and he was born in Denmark. His surname is Spanish-sounding and could lead to someone to assume he's Hispanic or Afro-Latino. And of course, he played one of the most iconic Latino villains that we've had in entertainment history, at least over the past decade and a half or so, in Breaking Bad. That's probably what he is most well known for.
Easily one of the greatest villains ever. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Just assume he's
He
ethnicity.
only got the job because he was half Italian.
Well, and the thing is, if this is what we're doing now, if no one can ever portray anyone that's not directly in line with who they are, then the only way Giancarlo Esposito will ever get a job is if it's for an Italian and African-American person who was born in Denmark with a Spanish-sounding last name. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to do with that?
I bet he doesn't even wear glasses.
There's nothing wrong with his eye.
Man.
But the seventh word in that paragraph there, fictional country. Like, what does it matter if he is not the possible ethnicity that is native to a fictional country that Ubisoft created? Like, I could just see them being like, well, you have him playing a gangster from this country, and he's not from that country, and the writer's just like, I made that country up. I could say you're from that country if I want. It's my world.
What wasn't Far Cry 5 something else they got outraged over?
So far, I talked about this in my video because they get outraged about the way everyone is portrayed in Far Cry games because like Far Cry 3 was set in a Pacific island. I think Far Cry 2 was in Africa. Far Cry 4 was some like Asian, basically like somewhere around the
Himalayan
type of thing.
Nepal type country.
Exactly. And they're all fictional, but they're, based off something. So they get offended when it's not exactly the way that they think that race would like that to be. And then Far Cry 5 is set in Montana. They were upset that it wasn't fascist or racist enough, that they didn't talk about politics enough, that they didn't talk about Trump enough in Far Cry 5. That's what they were pissed about. And they were mad that there were too many black people in Montana and not enough Native Americans. Legitimately.
I remember covering the Far Cry 5 nonsense a few times on the channel back when it happened. And yeah, it was so funny because they initially they felt like it was going to go in the political direction they wanted to when it was first announced, when they heard the premise of it. And then once the reality of the game happened and it didn't go full Orange Man bad like they wanted, then they got outraged about that. It's again, man, these people are nuts.
It's almost like the game was in production before Trump was even elected. And they just don't talk about that shit. And that's like, take whether you love or hate Far Cry games. I think they're fun. I think that's one of the cool things about them. They're just like fun stories. You know what the gameplay is going to be. You know what the intent of the game is going to be. You're going to be this single guy that kind of joins some sort of little resistance against whatever tyrannical ruler or whatever entrenched forces are in this area. That's what Far Cry is. And there are some twists along the way, but there's not really much politics involved in it. And these people just want them to continue to push it.
I think they all seem to forget that Far Cry is just like, it's like a murder sandbox game. It's just you go out, approach situations how you want, and you kill things. It's an action game. It's not really meant to be a profound story-based game that's gonna like change hearts and minds. It's just a fun time. Like, I don't know. I don't get what they expect from Far Cry, really.
Yeah, people overthink this type of stuff. They want to fill it full of anti-American politics, blah 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 blah. There's a rest. Like, it's just one country. Everyone else is going to play this game. We don't want to see that shit because it's of no relevance to us one way or another. We just want a game. I recommend Ghost of Tsushima.
That's true.
There you go.
So the last paragraph, this goes to exactly what Jeremy was talking about. The character of Anton Castillo features heavily in the game and is seen on Far Cry 6 box art, making it unlikely that Ubisoft is going to change anything now. For a company that donated to Black Lives Matter, it is disappointing to see Ubisoft contribute to racial injustice in this way. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what hashtags you use. It doesn't matter if you post a square or a freaking black box for a certain day. It doesn't matter. It's never going to be enough. People are always going to find something to be offended by. People that aren't going to buy your fucking game anyway.
Yep. They were never interested in the first place. And the only reason they are pretending to be interested now is so they can continue on their fake narrative, fake victim narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people just have too much free time, man. Get a fucking hobby.
I wish I had free time.
Try video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, video games are fun.
Paulie D for €5 says the new Batman movie is going to be canceled because Gotham City doesn't exist. How dare they not call it Chicago or New York?
Gotham in our hearts.
Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you for that super chat, Paulie D. But it's obvious why they cast Giancarlo Esposito in this role. One, because he's played a very prominent Latino villain before, and two, he's a known name. And he does a really good job acting.
He's a great actor.
Fucking badass in this game, and you know his name, you know his face. That is why he is there on Far Cry 6 on the cover art, because you know who he is.
Yep.
I don't remember hearing too many people complain about Troy Baker voicing a blonde Asian dude in Far Cry 4, but I don't know. Maybe that was before we were too worried about all this stuff. I don't think Troy Baker was canceled for that.
I think in the same year, Troy Baker voiced Pagan Min, who is like a sort of Nepalese-looking guy, and also Delson Rowe from Infamous Second Son, which was like Sucker Punch's last game, where he plays a Native American dude who looks like Troy Baker. So it definitely was a different time if there wasn't like crazy amounts of backlash for either of those.
Oh yeah. But anyway, I'm looking forward to Far Cry 6. I like Far Cry 5 fine enough. I wasn't a big fan of the ending, but some of the screenshots I've seen from this game looks pretty cool. I'm excited to see actual gameplay, but I think we all kind of know what it's going to be. It's a Far Cry game. But onwards and upwards to the next story. So, Mark, you wanted to talk a little bit about what Xbox is doing and how they're making it very clear exactly what Xcloud is and how people will be paying for it.
Yeah, so they just announced that they will officially be, when Xcloud launches in earnest, out of beta and everything like that, it is just going to be rolled into Game Pass. So it's no additional cost. They're not increasing the price of Game Pass. It's just Game Pass will also let you use Xcloud to stream those same games with your progress and saves to a mobile device or to a PC that isn't capable of running an Xbox One or Xbox Series X game at, I believe 720p is the capped resolution for Xcloud, unless they're increasing that. But I don't see how Stadia has a leg to stand on now, like Google's streaming service, now that Microsoft's like, well, you don't have to buy games individually. You can just sign up for Game Pass. You have hundreds of games to play off the bat, which you can play locally on an Xbox hardware, any compatible Xbox hardware, so a One or a Series X or a PC, or you can stream it to any device. It's a super consumer-friendly move, and I think Microsoft should be congratulated for it.
Well, did the Stadia ever have a leg to stand on? I guess is the question.
As the foremost authority on legs to stand on, single leg, no, it didn't. Stadia was an insane proposition, and I actually found the funniest thing in the world was when there were people in the lead up to Stadia coming out, people that had pre-ordered the Stadia starter pack thing, kept on saying things like, "Oh yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out on PC, but good luck running it on whatever hardware you got. I'm going to be playing it in 4K 60 FPS on Stadia," and I'm just like, okay, sure. I'm sure it's gonna look great streaming it over the internet with super amounts of latency.
Think of how many issues we have sometimes with just simply a couple times skipping out while we're on stream, right? this is not something that's even that difficult. Most of us are using wired connections, and even so, we still have issues. It's not fucking realistic. You have to be in like the top percent of people to even have internet that you can use reliably to use Stadia. It just
So that completely rules out my country. We got like the bottom 10%.
Yeah, exactly.
And to kind of follow up on Xbox information, so we do have Halo Infinite, which is 5 days away from the world premiere. So what's everybody think about that? I mean, I'm excited for it. I think Halo Infinite looks great. I think Mark's probably the most versed on Halo. So
your shirt right now.
Yeah. it's always got a shirt on to relate. But based on what I've heard, based on what I've seen, I'm very excited. I'm a Halo fan, but I'm not a hardcore Halo fan. I've enjoyed all the Halo games for what they're worth. I know a lot of Halo fans really had problems with Reach, and then 4, and then 5. I had no problems with. I loved Reach. I thought Reach was fantastic. So Mark, what are you thinking here?
I even like Reach and 4. I get hate on my love of 4, but I thought 4's campaign was actually quite good. 5 I hated though. I want to see what Infinite's all about. The last mainline Halo game that came out, Halo 5, I really did not like. I've been on record a few times, even on this show, saying that it is the last Jedi of Halo games and of the Halo series, really, because Halo is also like books and now TV shows and short films and things like that. But I think that it's going to be really interesting to see what happens at this event, because I don't think it's only Halo Infinite that they're showing, isn't it? Aren't they showing like all of the first party Xbox Series X exclusives?
I haven't actually heard that yet. Obviously, I believe Halo that's what, because they can really pull. They can pull a lot of people that they've lost back in if they can get Halo back on track.
Chris Raygun actually had a really good video on first-person shooters in general, but mostly why adding things to Halo's gameplay sandbox like sprinting seemed like a good idea at the time, but actually kind of detract from what made Halo special. That like the ability to sprint kind of changes the concept of what you need to do in a Halo battle, and sprinting encourages you to run away as opposed to fighting it out, which is sort of what made Halo battles as interesting as they were. So a lot of the Halo community is apparently really rallying for some of the advanced movement mechanics like mantling on ledges and sprinting to be removed for Halo Infinite and wind it back to feel a bit more like classic Halo. But I imagine that's going to piss off a lot of the more sort of normie gamers who maybe cut their teeth on Call of Duty and then picked up Halo 5 and don't care about the story, so they didn't get bothered by it like I did, and they just want more of that. So it'll be interesting to see what 343 does to maybe make both of those parties happy, or just say to one of them and make one super happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's depressing to me that Halo has fallen so far, because again, as someone like I wasn't into the Xbox when it first released, and even wasn't part of the Halo 2 hype. And then going into 3 is when I finally kind of got caught up in it with a 360. But going back into that time, I mean, Master Chief in Halo was neck and neck with Mario in terms of Master Chief was just incredibly iconic. I mean, this dude was on the Mount Rushmore in such a quick, like just within a few years became an icon within the industry, and rivaling Mario in terms of his relevance. And people were just so in love with Halo, and it depresses me that it's fallen so far. And if Xbox wants to get back on track, which they certainly need something, it's getting Halo back to the glory days. And I believe there's still enough passion and hunger out there from the Halo community where they could really make some real noise if they could get things back on track.
Yeah,
I've actually been. Oh, sorry. No, go on, Ryan.
No, you go, Lethal.
I have a PlayStation. I don't have an Xbox, but I used to play a lot of Halo when I was younger, and I was also really into the lore of Halo. And over the past few weeks, I've actually been brushing up on it, catching up on some of the stuff that I missed. I kind of dropped off it when 343 took it over, because they just started doing stuff I wasn't too keen on. But over the past, few days and weeks, really, when catching up on it, it's really tightly connected lore. Like, if you're looking for some sci-fi, it's really good. And I'm actually looking forward to Halo 5, even though I'll never play it, because I want to know where the story's going to go with the Banished and the Halo that they're on and stuff like that. So I'm all for it.
Mark's going to tell you don't do it.
I actually recommend just don't play Halo 5. If you're into the story, okay.
Not 5, 6.
Okay.
Fuck, I know what happens in 5. Fuck that. That's trash.
I saw Mark's face as soon as you said that. He's like,
well, it'd be like kind of like someone being like, yeah, dude, I thought Force Awakens was a bit derivative, but you know what? It was just asking some good questions. I'm really looking. I've got the Blu-ray of Last Jedi right behind me. I'm gonna pop it in right after this, and everyone in the chat would be like,
I had 6. My bad.
Maybe don't.
Yeah, 5's trash.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be tuning in to see what they do. Hopefully, they give us something good. Hopefully, we get to see some real gameplay, and it's not just a trailer. But I guess we'll see. Xbox's last big event didn't go super well. So because when they're like, we're going to show you gameplay, and then they didn't. We know what you want. No, you don't. But I guess we'll see with this. That's 5 days from now. So is that like a Thursday, I suppose?
Yeah, it's the 23rd. It's the day before my house closes. I know because my lawyer actually wanted me to come back to the city that I just moved from and sign my documents. And I was like, can you send it to me for e-signature? Because I knew that I'd have to be here for that stream.
That's Halo Day. Paulie D for €5 says, Giancarlo does good work. Simple. There's nothing else to read into it. Hopefully the villain might surpass the villain from 3, who was great. And if any of the fan theories out there are true, then we might have a chance to actually get introduced to that villain from 3, who is Voss. It'll be interesting to see if that is actually going to happen or not, or if that's just a crazy fan theory. And then Paulie D for another €2. Really hope Infinite brings back some glory days. I think everyone is in the same boat. I'm not someone who was ever super into Halo. I didn't have an Xbox. I was always PlayStation guy, so I didn't have an Xbox growing up. I would go over to other people's houses and play. I'd play like all the different co-op modes and go through the story that way. And we obviously played a lot of multiplayer back in the day, especially Halo 2. So we'll see. Sony still has some things they need to do to get me on board for PlayStation 5. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we'll all be tuning in to that.
You can just get ready for some Nintendo, man, because we got some Nintendo stuff coming up. But
you want to? We can hop into that right now. Actually,
well, so I know Christina asked earlier about Nintendo Switch and should she buy a Nintendo Switch or a Switch Lite? I've never owned a Switch Lite, but I personally would not recommend a Switch Lite because you can't stream, you can't record your gameplay from it or anything like that. So I would think that you want as many options as possible. But with that said, it's almost damn near impossible to find an actual Nintendo Switch right now for sale. So Switch Lite might be the only option. But if you have the options or if you're willing to wait, I would say buy the Switch itself and not the Switch Lite. But that's coming us from someone that hasn't owned a Switch Lite, but I've just heard the limitations involved with it. So, but as far as Nintendo goes, yes, there's a Nintendo Direct rumored to be happening on July the 20th. There's also almost damn near confirmation of the Mario 35th 3D All-Stars game, which I'm still pretty shocked that this is going to happen. I'm pretty shocked that they're going to release Super Mario 64 Remastered, Super Mario Sunshine Remastered, and Super Mario Galaxy Remastered all in one game. That's fucking mind-blowing to me. Super Mario Sunshine right now used goes for $75. Used $75.
You're right. If they could easily release all 3 of those games for $60 a piece.
I mean, 64. I believe 64 is the one that's going to be the biggest one of all. Even though Galaxy is my favorite and I think it's the best of all of them. Dude, 64 with the nostalgia, because a lot of people grew up on Nintendo 64 right now that are hardcore gamers to this day. People that are in their 30s. You know what I mean? But people are going to freak out if there's a Super Mario 64 remaster, and the word is with the rumors. Now, again, none of this is confirmed. The word is that 64 is going to get the most treatment because obviously it needs the most treatment. And if they can give a Super Mario 64 that looks like Super Mario Galaxy, this is going to blow so many people's minds. I mean, this game right here, it carries so much weight. So the word is that we're going to get a Super Mario 3D World Deluxe, which was the Wii U version, which was no one played because no one bought a Wii U. They're going to do a deluxe version of that a la Mario Kart 8, which I think makes complete sense. Give everybody the bells and whistles. That was a great game. To me, that's the true successor to Super Mario World. That's the true sequel to Super Mario World from the Super Nintendo. And I really enjoyed that game. I feel like I enjoyed it more when I played it. And as time has moved on, it's kind of lost a little bit of its shine, but it's still a really good game. But we'll see what happens. And then there's a rumor that we're getting a new F-Zero game. So we'll see. When's the last F-Zero game we actually got? Like true F-Zero game? Is that the GameCube version, Mark?
Yeah, probably. F-Zero. Was it called F-Zero X, the GameCube one?
Yeah, I think so. And that game's another one. GameCube games right now I was just in a retro store. There's a local retro store here called Video Game Trading Post. And one of the best retro stores I've ever been to. Matter of fact, if you go follow him on Instagram, Video Game Trading Post. He posts pictures every day. He just purchased 500 GameCube games. It's the biggest purchase he ever made. He bought it from a guy in Kentucky. And he's telling me that GameCube games right now are skyrocketing in price. So a game like the F-Zero game, for instance, is going for about $70 or $80 right now. There's a ton of demand for these games right now. So if the Direct happens, I believe it's going to be centered around the Mario 3D remasters, and because Nintendo doesn't have really anything else planned right now, and with everything going on in the world, that's halted production across the board for a lot of companies. So that's the word right there. So yeah, but 64, Galaxy Sunshine, insane.
64 is
F-Zero GX. F-Zero GX.
Okay.
64 is something that I actually played a lot of time. I did have a Nintendo 64. I know it might ruin my image, the fact that I own a Nintendo system before this, but forgive me, I was a child. But I played a lot of time on 64. I was actually just thinking of 64 the other day because Drunk 3PO's stupid stroke face Ryan sticker reminds me of how you could fuck with Mario's face and just fucking bring up the corner of his mouth or whatever you wanted to do before the game started. That would be awesome if they package all those three together. I could kind of care less about Super Mario Sunshine. I wasn't big into spraying fucking water on everything, but I don't know. I hope it happens for all the people that would really want it. If it was a remaster 64, it might even get me to buy it. So I guess we'll see.
I do have a message for everyone. Very important message right here. If everybody could follow this message, I would appreciate it.
Take a good look at it. Take a good look at that, because after GTA 5, it's going to be a very different message.
Subscribe to Geeks and Gamers today.
Oh my God, Krista.
Oh, green screen.
Oh man, so good.
Pauly D for €5 says, in terms of value for money, if all those remastered Mario games go for the price of one, it might surpass the orange box for sheer bang for your buck.
Yeah, I mean, historically, the orange box is the single best deal in the history of video games. I don't know what that game. What was the orange box when it first released, Mark?
It was Half-Life 2.
No.
It was a full price game. It was just it was a regular price game. But
Eventually, it got down to when it was brand new and it was $20, and it had Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Portal, and Team Fortress.
Yeah, Team Fortress.
What? Team Fortress 2, yeah. What? I mean, again, just having Half-Life 2, which is arguably the greatest game ever made, in my opinion, objectively speaking. And then adding Episode 1 and 2. And then you had Portal, which I didn't really get into Portal, but people love Portal. And then Team Fortress 2. that's an incredible.
Yeah, I think Portal especially is the variable there that I think would give Orange Box the edge, because even if don't get me wrong, three 3D Mario games remastered all together for one price is still an incredible deal. I'm not taking that away from it, but that would be like if they also made a brand new Mario spin-off game that you could only get in there, because that's basically what Portal was. It was like kind of a puzzle spin-off of like a Source Engine game that maybe took place in the Half-Life universe, but maybe not. Portal is kind of its own thing, but it was an original game that you could only get that way. So it was kind of like, oh, you could buy Portal, but it also comes with Half-Life 2, all the DLC for Half-Life 2, and a multiplayer game that is still being played today, Team Fortress 2. So that was pretty crazy. I don't know if they're really comparable though, just because it's a different value proposition.
Well, if you remember, what was it? Super Mario All Stars is kind of in line with what this is. The word is going to be called Super Mario 3D All Stars. I mean, because Super Mario All Stars had all of those amazing 2D platformers, and then it had the lost levels and everything.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, technically it kind of had an original game too in the lost levels.
Yeah.
Even though that was basically just original Super Mario Brothers DLC, effectively. Like,
but I'm still not believing Nintendo's going to release those 3 games all together for $60. I just can't see it, but we'll see. I guess we'll see.
They're not consumer friendly enough to do that.
I don't think they're stupid. I mean, again, the demand for Sunshine right now is at an all-time high. So selling Sunshine with 2 other all-time great games for $60 remastered, I mean, I just see them doing them individually, but we'll see.
Let's see. The John Beck for $2 says, "What are the dates and hotel for Vegas December?"
That's a Gary question.
No idea. That's a good question. Yeah, for Nerdrotic. I know Gary's doing a lot of work to set something up cool for Star Trek in December. I couldn't tell you. I see Ace of Aces here. What's up, Ace? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Sunshine demand is at an all-time high because of lockdown. That's right. Everyone's trapped inside. They want sunshine.
I like how you said Orange Man over Orange Box.
Oh, did you say that earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
honestly, I wish I got a little less sunlight yesterday. I was out waiting for the movers to like get all the things that we were putting in the storage area outside what's basically like a sea can. And man, my neck is like beet red. I look like a lobster, and I usually don't burn. That's why I didn't bother with any sunscreen. But it's
is that why your camera is pink or purple?
No, but it is why you can't notice how tanned I am right
now.
Yeah, so we'll see if we do get that Nintendo Direct. It's not uncommon for Nintendo to do these very unplanned events. So some people are saying they think that, there's no way they would announce that. They would have already announced the Nintendo Direct if that was the case. Not necessarily. We got that Paper Mario announcement out of nowhere. So they like to do these kind of things and just kind of surprise people with it. So we'll see what happens. But supposedly the rumor is tomorrow. Or no, not tomorrow.
No,
Monday.
20th. Yeah, 20th.
Monday. So
tomorrow.
Get the days mixed up. Well, it's not tomorrow for the world, part of the world that matters, Lethal.
Yeah.
Playing catch up.
Tomorrow for you. It's tomorrow for you. All right, but I think that's all the stuff we had planned. Did I miss anything, guys? Is there anything else?
Brad DL just said, just looked at the pricing chart. GameCube prices have had a huge spike. They have had a huge spike, very huge spike, which again, it's I don't really know if there's a rhyme or reasoning to why, but they have. But
no one can get a Switch controller or a Switch right now, so they're just buying the next best thing, which is a GameCube, because Wii is useless.
The Wii is not useless.
Speaking of that shipping container, I just locked my GameCube and all my GameCube games in there for the foreseeable future.
I was in that retro store the other day, and I was just kind of looking through some of his games. I kind of go in there every other day just to see what he has, because he's always getting new stuff. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull since we're wrapping this up, I'm gonna pull him up on Instagram and show you guys. But so he was because they have like a TurboGrafx 16 in there, which I've never owned. It's got a 3DO. But I was looking through his games, and there was this Disney basketball game for the GameCube, and I just was like, let me look this up. I want to see what this is. So I went and asked him. It was in a case, and it was $500. $500 Disney basketball game on the GameCube.
Did you get it?
Hell no, I didn't fucking get that.
You know, like is Charles Barkley in that one? Is Warner Brothers had Michael Jordan?
Look right here, it is.
Warner Brothers. Charles Barkley was also in that one. Mark.
Well, yeah, I mean, it has the star. There's a bunch of like super famous basketball players.
So all these are the GameCube games he bought.
Fuck.
God, all that space taken up for that little ass disc.
Which is also why my GameCube games are now in storage, because I live in an apartment now.
Yeah, this guy's got such a great shop. It's a fantastic shop, and you know, everybody he gets games in every day. Like he posts these pictures. He's like, hey, I got all these in today. It's crazy, man.
Does he have any used copies of The Last of Us 2?
He has had a few trade-ins, he told me. So
ask him if he's willing to pay for a Steel Battalion for Xbox with the controller.
I'll ask him. Look at the N64. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Sega Genesis. Good stuff, man. So it's a great store. Great store. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. So.
Schnick says the Virgin apartment versus the Chad pool house.
I didn't live in a pool house. I lived in an actual house. It just in a much cheaper part of the province that I don't live in anymore.
He's talking about Jeremy's pool house.
Oh.
All right. What was I gonna say? All right. We usually end off with what we've been playing, guys. So, Jeremy, what have you been playing lately?
Shit. I have been playing this Superman game that's been playing behind me because I picked that up the other day, and it's not good. It's not good at all. But it's fun, and much like the DC Universe games, you played DC Universe Online, didn't you, Ryan?
I did. Yeah. It's fun. It's parts of it that are fun.
Yeah, I mean that's the same thing with this. This is on GameCube, Shadow of Apocalypse, and I just like being in Metropolis, and I like being Superman, but the game is clunky. It's not good.
Yeah.
You played Superman Returns, the Brandon Routh game to movie on 360.
I have not played that one.
Play that one.
Okay.
That movie was not good, but that game was all right.
Really?
It's not amazing, but it was the only Superman game I've ever played where the speed at which you fly as Superman feels like it's what it should be. You are actually invincible in it, and the fail states in the game are not saving the people that you're trying to save. So it's like time-based.
Okay.
It was pretty good. Like that was back in the day where they would try to actually do something good with movie-based video games, but it didn't really take off because the movie crashed and burned.
Yeah, if you like full screen right now, Ryan, and you can see like the animation is really good on that.
Yeah,
like,
it's the Superman the animated series.
It looks just like Superman the animated series. It's got really good animation. The controls are so bad. They're so bad. But it's fun. It's fun enough because it's Superman. And I like being in Metropolis, and I like flying around. And that was what I loved about. I love DC Universe Online just because of the feel that you got. You know what I mean? Does that game still on?
Yes. Yeah, it's free to play.
Do people still play it?
I can't tell you that. I haven't been on in a while. DC Universe Online, it's like you said, like it's cool to be there. It's cool to be in Metropolis, running around saving people. It's cool to create your own character with any ability. Like you can customize what his superpower is and what their like fighting style is. And it's all the different heroes or villains you can imagine, their power sets or their fighting styles. And it's fun as fuck, but it is not a good game.
Right.
It's tough to describe.
And I like the music. I love the music in Metropolis. Like it just makes you feel like you're in this grand place, you know?
Yeah.
And it just gives you that good vibe.
Was it DC Universe Online always free to play, or did they like just
it's been free to play for as long as I can remember.
It's been free to play for a while, but you had to pay. Well, you always had to pay to subscribe, but I think you had to pay for the game initially. This is before free to play games were common. This game is like 10 years old at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I played it. I played around with it on PS4 for probably about 6 hours or so. Like not enough to really invest like a good opinion on it, but it just didn't really grab me. Like it was on the clunky side. But MMOs tend to not really get their hooks in me very easily. They're just such a commitment.
It is. It's a grind too. It's a grind to fucking level. But you get whether you can choose to play a hero or a villain. And if you play a hero, your mentors are either Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman. And then if you're a villain, your mentor, it's you choose the play style that you want, the person you want to be like, that you want to be your mentor. And then villains, it's I think it's Lex Luthor, Joker, and what is it? The Wonder Woman villain, the chick.
Cheetah?
No, not Cheetah. She uses magic.
Cersei?
Yeah, Cersei. Yeah, Cersei. I think Cersei's the other mentor you can have if you're on the villain side. So if you're a DC fan, you will enjoy it, even if you don't like the game. I'll say that.
We should maybe play it sometime for the hell of it.
I'll do that.
It.
Yeah,
all right, then we need to play it.
Yeah, we should all four play it. We should all four play it just to fuck around. I haven't played it in years. I'd probably have to start from scratch, but I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, the different skins you can get, not skins, but the different equipment you can get and kind of really customize how your character looks. It's fucking fun. It really is fun. So yeah, we'll play that sometime. We do have a super chat from Thomas Gilkey for $1.99. Thank you all for doing what you do. Much love. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for your support, buddy.
Hey, Thomas, hope you're doing good, buddy. If you need anything, man, you just let us know. We got you, as always, man. So I know this lockdown's been tough for a lot of people. Yeah. And so if you need anything, man, don't hesitate.
Jeffrey Turner, Mega Jetty 1 for $2 says, I'm glad you're all covering Ghost of Tsushima. Me too.
They only half of us.
Well, we're talking about it, Mark.
Yeah. I think what I'm going to do, and I had this idea during somewhere in this podcast, but I think I'm going to take clips of this podcast per certain discussions, and I'm just going to upload it to the main channel and link back to this channel and the live channel. I think I'm going to do that because we had some good discussions about like Gamer Girl and Ghost of Tsushima, so I think we'll do that.
I like that.
Cool.
Ord's Board, $1.99. Count me in on DC Universe Online session, fellas. Nice, man. There's some people
seriously, we may we'll probably go live here on this channel and just bullshit around on it when we all get time. Set that up.
Is there a period of like tutorial area that you have to go through that before you can group up? But how long is that? That's kind of my question.
20 or 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because if you said 20 or 30 hours, I'd be like, oh, God.
No.
Anybody have a tutorial?
The only tutorial that would be that is you trying to tell drunk 3PO how to play Dark Souls. That's the only.
Hey. Drunk, he got out of the Undead Asylum in an hour and a half, okay?
Speaking of that, I think we should just let me play that really quick so everybody can see that highlight. We won't watch the whole thing, but this is effing hilarious, dude. Like, this is gold.
Welcome, Geeks and Gamers. This is number 2 of Dark Soul. I almost said Soul Calibur. Dark Souls. You got Drunk with OJ with Mark the Cyborg below. He didn't want to be on camera, but I forced him. I forced him to be on camera.
I think it would be funnier not on camera if I'm just a disembodied voice.
No, you got to be on camera, Mark, especially in your color palette you have now.
We'll let the people.
I don't know if I can replicate this once I fix it, though.
Just scoping the place out since I don't want to fight that big bad.
This part right here is great.
There was a dude up here.
You have to fight him. Fighting that big bad is our goal.
to power up.
You're not out of the tutorial yet.
I'm still in the tutorial, and I couldn't beat the villain.
Our goal today is going to be to get you out of the Undead Asylum. The Undead Asylum is basically the tutorial level. That boss, the Asylum Demon, is the tutorial boss.
Why is it dark?
Why is it dark?
Oh, dear
God. The game is called Dark Souls. Walk on the target. You can always click right stick to walk, so you don't have to worry about anything.
All right.
Okay, so touch your blood stain. Drink your Estus Flax. So press X and then press square. It's confusing for him because the Xbox controllers are up, but he's using a PS4 controller.
I'm not in there yet.
It's all that's left to do.
There's nobody else to kill.
There is a more difficult enemy around the corner if you want to try fighting him.
All right, so I need some advice. Okay. Can I summon you now?
No, because this is still the tutorial. He has a few attacks. don't worry about succeeding on this try. As you die to those attacks, try to think about what those attacks are and how you can avoid them in the future.
You don't understand. I don't want there to be a future. Do I stab him in the stomach or the toe when I get in there? Like, that's what I need to know.
The first thing you should do before you go in, though, is figure out the controls for dodging and running. So hold circle to run. That will be very, very helpful. Clicking the right stick to lock on the target will also help. And then tapping circle will let you dodge around them.
There's no jump button.
No, the dodge is the closest thing you have to a jump. There is a certain amount of time in the middle of the dodge where you are invincible and you will not take damage. It's figuring out the timing of your iframes, your invincibility frames.
It's just jumping around.
To be honest with you, I didn't really understand anything you just said. Sounds extremely complicated.
No, it is.
I was playing Legos this morning and I got stuck on a level. So. All right, we got this.
So 3PO the drunk traverses the white light. Jump off, hit R1. You didn't hit it.
All right, just get up, boss. We got this. We got this. Run.
So click the right stick. Click the right stick so that you can see the enemy.
Got
You
it.
still haven't clicked the right stick. There you go. Do a couple strikes, then run away. Now roll away, roll away, roll away.
All right, running.
No, you weren't. Okay, now ready to heal. Oh, never mind.
I got it.
Do the same thing, but 3 times without dying as much. You did 30% of the work and died once. We need you to do 100% of the work and then die 0 times. You're probably going to want to get 99 standard arrows and then maybe 50 of the large arrows. That sounds about right. Well, you'll have to grind some souls.
Grind souls?
Yeah. Have you never heard that term?
When I think of grinding, I think of something else.
I'm not sure what the hell came up. I don't remember what's up here though.
Oh, look at that. A throwing knife.
You can jump down from here. Just make sure you have a place to land. Or you can take a run at it and then try to roll at the end and land on that landing. Sprint and roll. Dude, you weren't sprinting.
Oh, your guy. Used to be Fortnite controls.
Oh, you're playing a man's game now.
That is awesome.
Man. So that is the full. You can see that full highlight clip over on Geeks and Gamers, the YouTube channel. If you want to see the full video, which is like almost 30 minutes long, that is part of our premium subscribers, and that's going to be happening consistently. How long is Dark Souls, Mark?
In hours or in like
hours?
Am I playing or is Jay
Drunk playing?
200?
Oh, fuck. There's going to be a lot of content. Holy fuck.
Oh my god.
No, he probably do it in 75 if he.
That's so much better.
That's still a lot of content coming for the premium subscriber.
That is, and Jay had Steph edit that up, and that was just perfect. Like the zooming in on Mark's face at those times.
That was great.
And pretty much anytime Jay gets hit, it's also really funny.
Yeah, shout out Stephanie on that edit. Great job.
Thank you very much. You made us both very funny.
And then Ord's board for $1.99, and I work for this guy. That's right. 2022 is when Jay's estimating it gets done. There we go.
Well, 3 is probably up next, and that one's a lot easier if that helps.
So that was a little bit of a detour from what have you been playing lately, but what about you, Lethal, other than Ghost of Tsushima?
That's it. That's about it, man.
Oh shit. Well, you're going to be doing some more Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. And I believe you're going to dress like this. Is that correct?
Correct. I am the Australian samurai of Clan Geeks and Gamers.
A Batman shirt makes it so good.
Yes, and most likely a robe with a Hawaiian shirt, maybe a Batman shirt.
Nice. Perfect. So that is what you can expect when you tune in, either on Lethal's Twitch or here on Gaming with Geeks when he does these streams. There, we'll move that. Mark, what about yourself? Have you been playing anything during this move?
No, although I did go hard on the JRPG that I was playing, Trails to Azure, and I finished it because that being a game that is like not officially released here, it's not on GOG or Steam, so I couldn't rely on cloud saves. So I'm like, if I don't finish this game before I move, and my hard drive gets corrupted or destroyed, or the whole PC gets lost in the move, anything like that, I'm gonna have to start this whole game over again. So I went really hard on it over the weekend and finished it. And then moved on to Trails of Cold Steel, which is on GOG, so I do have cloud saves for that one. But I haven't been able to play that for like the last few days. However, this morning I fired up Death Stranding on PC, and that game is holding a pretty solid 110 frames a second at 1440p on the monitor I'm playing on, and it looks really good.
Does it have that color palette?
Sorry?
Does it have that color palette?
The same as Ghost of Tsushima's?
No, this one.
Oh, this one? No. Norman Reedus is he's much more properly paleted than I am. Man has great complexion. So does the fetus. Although, to be honest, I haven't gotten to where the fetus is yet.
If you haven't watched Death Stranding yet, you don't quite understand that. Or if you haven't played
the actual title of the game is Norman Reedus and the Incredible Fetus.
Exactly.
I've used that joke before, but I love it.
Ali C83 with a £5 super chat. Cheers, guys. Keep up the awesome work. Hopefully catch you next time, chat. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. Thank you, Ali C, a new patron of mine. Appreciate the support here.
And Ali C's a premium member on the site, so you're supporting all of us, and we appreciate that. So thank you, Ali C.
Thank you.
Awesome. As for me, I've played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We didn't even talk about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's all right. We'll talk about that another time. I played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I want to play more Horizon Zero Dawn this weekend, and I've been playing the hell out of Ghost of Tsushima. I might stream Ghost of Tsushima tonight. We'll just see. We'll see what happens. But that's what I've been doing lately. Will Mark's camera be simping like normal again for him next week?
Hopefully, I gotta figure out the problem. And I guess I can always just hook it up with the USB and use the soft camera the way I did before. But I was hoping this would give me better video quality, and I was technically right, but also the colors are really messed up. My resolution though, and my frame rate's better.
Oh well, good. That's all that matters. Frame rate.
I do have two games that I have been playing, retro games, and you're one of the reasons I bought this game, Ryan, if this is the one we're talking about. But Super Baseball 2020, is that the one you played?
Is it robots on the front?
Yes. Yeah, it's robots.
Let me see the back. I think it is. It's tough to tell. I think that's it. Let me see. Super Baseball 2020.
And then I bought NHL 96.
Nice.
Boom. That game still is freaking amazing, dude. Like, it is so good. It's so authentic. I mean, a lot of people say 94 was the best. It really, if you go 94, 95, 96, I think even up to 97, I think all of those games. Base Wars is what it was.
Yeah, Base Wars.
Okay, well, this one's really good too. Super Baseball 2020. This one's really good. I don't know why. I've just been on a baseball kick for like some of these retro games because I've been playing Baseball Stars, which is by far the best old school baseball game ever. And it's not even close. And Darkside Droids can back me up on that one. Baseball Stars is on another level. Nothing's close.
It's so funny because like MLB The Show 2020, well, I would say 19 may have been a little better than 20, but are fucking incredible games. MLB The Show is freaking epic, especially when you compare it to what we've had in baseball games like RBI baseball and all that trash. MLB Show takes the fucking cake, but you're playing ones from the 90s.
I want to play. I haven't played the show. I've heard they're good. Yeah, like Super Baseball 2020. Like this is cool right here because like it has the instruction manual, okay, in the box. It has a clean instruction manual. I'm trying to
look at that.
Let me pull my camera back up here. It has a clean instruction manual, but it also comes. It even has the damn register card.
Dang.
And it's got this fold-out poster that comes with it. It's like it's brand new. It's got like all the EA games, and this is just in the package. Like that is a gold find right there. That's why I love retro shopping, because you find these things and it's just like so much nostalgia. I opened.
Oh shit! Sorry.
These things are perfect condition. So, but what did you do?
I accidentally removed you from the stream. I meant to make you single layout, and then I went like this.
Nice. But now I'm gonna have to try MLB The Show.
Well, you could try it on Switch, was the news I was going to bring up, because even though it's a Sony San Diego game, they're bringing it to Switch and Xbox.
If I have the option to play a game on multi-plat, I don't play it on Switch typically.
I know. I thought that was the best segue for you. I would have said Xbox if it was like,
because I mean, because I have a PS4 Pro and an Xbox One X. But like Rocket League is one that I will play on Switch, because that's really not, graphics are irrelevant to Rocket League. You know what I mean? It does look good.
Not frame rate.
Yeah, it does run smooth, but if I'll get the show on PS4 and play it on my Pro for sure.
Yeah.
So.
I just think it's kind of nuts that Sony is publishing a game on Xbox and Switch.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, all about the money. But I think that's going to be it for us, guys. We had a good show today. Good turnout.
Thank you for
everyone.
Appreciate that. And even if you didn't super chat, thank you for just supporting us, being here in the comments, commenting, liking the video, sharing the video. We really do appreciate that. So we enjoy this podcast every Saturday, and like I said, I'll start uploading some clips of our discussions to the main channel. And yes, those are Boba Fett. Those are Genesis games. I actually got NHL 96 for $5, and I think Baseball Stars was 10. I'm sorry, Super Baseball 2020 was 10.
I like the little 16 meg tag that was on the back of the baseball one. That was back when a game's file size being big was touted as a feature.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine now they're like, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is going to be 100 gigs, baby.
Not now.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, what am I have to delete from this fucking thing?
Yeah.
All right, get an external hard drive, everybody.
I am. We're gonna be. We do have the Park Hoppin' live stream. It's gonna be going. What time are they going?
They're going at noon, and I have the link right here.
Okay, so in about 25 minutes, Park Hoppin' will be live. If you want to go join Krista over on Twitch, she's playing on her Twitch channel, playing Smash Bros right now. But join us over there on Park Hoppin' at noon, and we've got a lot to discuss. And let me give our Park Hoppin' team a shout out. They just did a video where they it was Lee, Jay, and Tugs all visited 3 different parks. And they worked it together where it seemed like they were all discussing and talking to each other in real time. Drunk did a fantastic job of editing this video. And if you don't mind, even if you're not in the theme parks, please, if all 170 of you go over there right now and like that video and watch it all the way through, it will help, because he worked so hard on that. Tugs, Lee, our entire Park Hoppin' team did a fantastic job. And please just get that video out there, because it's the best video Park Hoppin's ever produced, and I'm really proud of them for that. It's a fantastic job by them.
There you go. So check out Park Hoppin'. I just put it a couple times in the chat, the link to their stream. Make sure you guys go over there, give them a sub, and hang out for their stream today. But we do appreciate you guys, and of course, thank you to Lethal, Cyborg Mark 1977, and Jeremy as always. Make sure you stay tuned, ring the notification, subscribe if you haven't already, all that good stuff. And we will talk to you next time. Peace.
See you, everybody.
Adios.